That is don't get close. It's raw dog. You know it. Yeah, we let's get it, man. In his dead, trap in his back, 40s and 5s, beam on the Mac, hop on the whip, using the max, 40 with 30s, you do the max. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga, I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story, buzz light here, nigga. Trap in his dead, trap in his back, 40s and 5s, beam on the Mac, hop on the whip, using the max, 40s with 30s, you do the max. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga, I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story, buzz light here, nigga. Niggas on my dick, so I hit him with the first. Clientele link, gotta hit him with the work. I'm just blood, shit gets on my nerves. Left the band, though, I'll be back on the first. Don't get close, no, I won't get hurt. Run up with a frown, walk off with a smirk. I ain't put it down, send him to the nurse. Shorty got bands, tell me what is yours worth. Mine from the block, came straight from the dirt. Take her up the ends, move to the bird. Got coke, got cat, got perks. Got beef, rap bullets that hurt. Hands over bread like sesame seeds, big bird on the block. Sesame Street, whip, 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 turn a chip to a treat. I don't got friends, man, I only got fiends. Captain is dead, trap in his back, 40s and 5s, beam on the Mac, hop on the whip, using the max, 40 with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga, I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story, buzz light here, nigga. Trap in his dead, trap in his back, 40s and 5s, beam on the Mac, hop on the whip, using the max, 40s with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga, I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story, buzz light here, nigga.
Someone gave me this as money today, and I accepted it. I accepted this bent up fucking nickel. I'm gonna jam it into a payphone.
Jump in the water, just be that flow. Don't go against that flow. Just be that flow, just be that flow. Jump in that water, just be that flow. Don't go against that flow. Just be that flow, just jump in that water. Be that flow, just be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow, just be that flow. Don't go against it, God. Just be that flow, jump in that water. Yeah. Be that flow, just be that flow.
That's crazy. I only smoked 7 joints in the last 2 days. That's crazy. I don't think that's right. That must have counted wrong. I must have knocked someone on the floor.
Don't go against it, dog. Be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow.
Slice a piece up in the Dutch pot. Curry chicken on the stove top. Shout out niggas from the stove top. Niggas talk but send a gunshots.
I act yourself from my pictures look. The place run down but it's looking good. Shout out niggas at a drip for it. The shit's way beyond drip blood.
Toronto born and raised. Toronto born and raised. They was never ready every single day. You would be amazed.
You would be amazed.
Living how we live, young niggas grinding stuck up in a maze. Told my nigga Charlie we can get this money, make it different ways.
We don't call it no shit, we ain't calling no bitch. But I got a full clip and I better no rich. I just better with bit, and they get it with kids. You know that I like niggas. We from up poet bitch niggas, better get back on a defense. Money's gonna run you for stench river. I guess we on the offense.
Charlie like Charlie, Scotty Pippen, better listen on a mission, wishing, hoping that we find a way to beat the competition.
Niggas snitching, cotton picking, walk with bitches, talk is different. You know, slipping.
Niggas snitching, cotton picking.
Never thought my city was a murder town. Rob like a dungeon dragon.
Always thought my city was a murder town.
Used to do dirt in a station wagon. Get it locked up in the station flagging.
03, I got to raise the magnum. Bringing out the beast like a Hugh Jackman. Join the team like some new draftsmen. To get the rope like how they do in Hangman. Jump in the water. Just be that flow. Don't go against that flow. Just be that flow. Just be that flow. Jump in that water. Just be that flow. Don't go against that flow. Just be that flow. Just jump in that water. Be that flow. Just be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow. Just be that flow. Don't go against it, God. Just be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow. Just be that flow. Be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow. Just be that flow. Don't go against it. Be that flow. Just be that flow. Don't go against it, dog. Be that flow. Jump in that water. Be that flow.
There's no tobacco in this whatsoever, and it's solid with resin. You could light this and haul on it. You won't get a draw. You won't be able to draw on it.
Yeah. It's a life that I live.
box world. Don't make it back. The next one that roll gonna be fat.
FOTG. I speak what I fucking want. I say what I fucking want. My blood type is straight killer nigga running this out. Kidnap a faggot ass nigga who be running his mouth. It's the second letter, LOC and the 11th letter. My twin is armed, stay in your lane if you know it's better. Can't change cause I'm stuck on some hot shit. Sharp fly past in the car with the glasses in the pocket. And run up on you, see you walk and leave you stretched out on the concrete like you hugging the floor. I'm a thug nigga, hair still nappy, hands still baggy, and keep it strapped in case niggas try to get at me. Fuck I look like, shooting fair ones and fist fighting. I smoke too many cigarettes, dog. I'd rather light him, cause I ain't got the lungs for that sweaty shit. Hard on, slap down your bitch on some petty shit. Real talk, ain't with the back and forth shit. I let my steel talk. Fully loaded whip, battle shit like it's Bismarck. Lock
So
it,
like I
done
said,
did
no
it again.
tobacco,
Fuck
and the
a
whole
one
fucking
shot.
thing
You
is
know me,
rising
I'd
up.
rather hit you and your friend. For that slick top, you oughta get it 2 times more. Now I'll rip the 6.
This ain't 2 plus 4.
And I'm all about the war, cause the revenge would be so sweet. On the streets with the street sweep against the soul sweep. One thing is
Against the street sweeper.
30 on their head through the sweater, see the pole peak. Cops on your body in the bushes cause you're cold street. You niggas already know who I am. Feeling like Deuce Man, how I don't got plans. We the type to just hop at the van. Got enough in the clip to hit you and your mans. Yeah.
So if I don't add tobacco, I know some people are furious, but if I don't add tobacco to this, it simply won't burn.
No, I say what I want, nigga. You got a problem, come check it. Don't take, come test it. You're packing them hammers like on H. So walk around on the front page, nigga. Holla at me. I do this for my SG riders, GZ Loki right behind the scene, get it behind me, sipping on the G. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, wanna talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope, my nigga. For the dope, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG riders, GZ Loki right behind the scene, get it behind me, sipping on the G. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, wanna talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope, for the dope. Like this, my nigga ain't test, stay strapped with the plastic practice and safe sex. I'm raw cause my closest sleeves, they move left. All them mother used to post on the block and protest. Now what's next? All I see is money in my vision. When y'all take pictures when I'm spitting, me and them niggas different. We can never be the same niggas since you tryna blame it on niggas like what a shame. Then the Gucci belt niggas know I'm packing my name and fall hurt. When I'm not great, connected, you bring it 2 stops to be better if you stay in your lane. I'm in it for the dough, my niggas ain't it dough for the dough. I got a pack of poke case of niggas tryna stunt that I lead them to the flow. You already know how it goes. Anything goes for the show. For the dough, my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG riders, GZ Loki right behind the scene, get it behind me, sipping on the G. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, wanna talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga.
It's my hand, but all you people paying more money for a bigger phone, I'm a little confused. When I was a kid, we paid more money for a small phone. See what I'm talking about here? I could put 1, 2, but 3 of these in my, okay, it's a bit thicker, but not that much, because it's forward, right?
nigga been a product for the last kind of vision. I'm seeing getting money, that's my fetish. My team say we winning fuck money, be competitive. I bought the top out and everybody won't get it. Say bird, then my nigga, yo, ready to slide. I'm ready back, put your hoe back to get up inside. I always been a real nigga and I never would hide. I used to work a 9 to 5, but
always a fucking solution. Always a solution. Now, this is why I love this company. The battery, the logo's upside down. But they don't care. I love it. This would have blasted here. See my official piece of paper. Do this for my XG riders, Jeezy Loki right behind the scenes, get behind me sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. Those are not gold, they're silver. Hey, I feel cheated. Shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end.
I gotta start like this. Free my nigga Ox. Blunt fingers for niggas who speak the cops. Man, I'm back on my bullshit. Never when the day before I'm in Gucci. Then I never shoot a play with guns. Shots like they met, but they stop like a ladies punch. Laughing at your team like who the fuck about the baby.
Who the fuck about the baby, mom?
You like two stone thunder like God. It's the truth, he ain't the truth, man. He under the skies. I bump down, but still under these skies. I ain't slept there how long? Can't you see the bags
Under my eyes?
Used to rush a pack a day. Never smoked a cigarette, but now I smoke a pack a day. From the 6th grade, I've been trapping with
large pack, nigga.
The nigga that been trapping in the rain. I feel like old dog. The way I'm trafficking the cane, no love, no heart. Nigga, all I feel is pain. Nigga that is working my work, I know fuck. Think I'm finna die. Cause the nigga got no luck. When I was ready to ride, the niggas never showed up. Waves in my hands and the devil on my shoulder. Said I wouldn't stop and I got shot with a gold pump. But it's get in the streets, nigga, so what? Yo, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect.
Whenever the dope slows up.
Yo, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect. Whenever the dope slows up.
My nigga, I'ma have to get it in for the door. I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my XG riders, Jeezy Loki right behind the scenes, get it behind me sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me. I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. And shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope, my nigga. For the dope, my nigga. Never want this shit to end. Do this for my XG riders, Jeezy Loki right behind the scenes, get it behind me sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas ready with me. I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. And shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope.
So that's the last track on that playlist, which means if I don't skip it back, we'll just be out of music.
Jump in the water.
I went too far. Let's just see what it lands on. Okay, so I gotta bust this apart. This better fucking fit. I'm gonna be very upset if this one don't fit either, right? Okay, it goes sideways. Okay, we're gonna pause this whole fucking program here. What the fuck? Measure twice, cut once. Man. This don't fit. This don't fit. I think I didn't pop that out of there, man. What the fuck?
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they never fucking screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they never fucking screw up. I have a few screws and most people don't. I'm a crazy little bastard, full-blown criminal, savage through and through. For my warrior, I have known the game that I was shown. I keep to my own. I got a ill temper in a very short fuse. The patience that I got, you don't want me to lose.
I now have 3 fucking phones that won't take this SIM card.
For the wickedness and fun from the blood in my veins. And the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce. Can't find my way out. I'm from a small town and we don't fuck around. You can hate all you want. Shit ain't gonna stop me. I'm stomp up and down the block and keep on romping. I'm romping and rolling. rolling and rocking this head boy hustle shit ain't no gonna stop. Got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw.
I thought I had something going here. I was like, okay, we'll get a working phone out of this fucking deal.
This is the least amount of problem we've encountered.
Now, this one works, but the charger's shot. Damn it! You try finding a 15-year-old phone charger, bro. I know there's one in here, but I can't find it.
I'm a tough motherfucker, slumming with the sword. I'm a rough motherfucker. They don't wanna catch me at my best, but at my worst, and that's exactly why I gotta put them in the dirt. You should see us go to work. Watch me hit him where it hurts. Watch me fucking hit him first. Watch me put him in a hearse. Drinking blood and quench my thirst. Catch a charge with every verse. This who cheated kinda cursed. FTP across my shit. Yeah, fuck
there are three.
Fuck your life and occupation. I'ma watch you run away. It look like immigration.
Same grubby sweater since high school. Drugs out the vial, I'm vile, pull more screens and vials. Survival of the fittest, I'm a walking pandemic. Try to take on me and do the jogging man with it. What's a champion scene without some sadness up in it? I know the world is ours, I'm just having a minute. Another dead man walking with a casket incentive. It's either a bucket or a habit I'm kicking. Conscience roll call, or is it casting auditions? If you notice I ain't present, it's cause the past isn't finished.
I don't need a phone, but it's supposed to fucking make phone calls.
This is not what I pretend to
I'm getting
be.
frustrated.
Send an army, send your troops, send them in with camo suits. Come and catch me, make me pay. Word boy till my dying day. Word boy till my dying day. Word boy being sealed away. Word boy after I decay. I'm a fucking misfit with this fucking wrist slit. Hit you with my fist, bitch. Bring it red like Christmas. Death is on my wish list.
The headphones ain't tangled, then it's lost. Funk ass AirPods, if they ain't listening, it's their loss. No cat, no strings attached, fucking weird flaws. Down Jones crash, how we share flaws. Skip the empathy and my epitaph. Epithet, y'all my nemesis. Yeah, I said that with emphasis. Ain't no common ground or no common sense. Fuck your comments, that's the consequence when you on the fence. Killer will, all I hit is fair. I can't call them off. I can't call it dog. Shit, I'm probably wrong. Stay lifted and twisted like a fucking polygon. If you feeling froggy, get knocked back to a polywall.
So you'll see the black dove. So don't push no more. When it comes to push and shove, I'll put you through the floor. Someone come and catch some smoke. I swear you'll be the one that choke. When I'm fucking angry, bitch, I'ma wipe out all your hope. I'ma smoke your fucking dope. Cut you up like cantaloupe.
I'm being stupid. I think I know what I just did. I'm confusing the SIM slot. Oh, please tell me I'm right. Please tell me I'm right. Oh, fuck's sake.
You cannot defend. Pain and fear you can't prevent. I'll make sure you feel suspense. Put you under the cement. Put you in the ground. We're talking down. You're a nihilist. Taking all these
kills. I feel like I'm a scientist.
Breaking my appliances.
You see what I just did? I think I know what I just did.
That is what my style is. And evil is my stylist.
Have some class. Act like you've been there. Oh yeah. I know what I
If
did.
you like the green shit, go full circle like a reef. Ain't it scary?
So I can't put this in this. I will do that in a minute.
Hello, watch me blow dead and buried. Revolutionary of a chicken berry. The pen should make the paper move.
Well, they're stationary.
Can't sleep in my bed since you was up in it. Got me fucked up, choosing tough luck for the cynic.
Someone out there is watching, laughing at me because I don't know how to open this phone. All right, all is not lost. This might still fit in there. We might be able to make a phone call or send a text message. Confirm a email account or some shit.
Yeah. Times is hard, no doubt, different ways to struggle. No
stranger to the racket, a failure to raise a hustle plus what? About 20 bucks for a day's work. How the luck, I turn a white tee into a gray shirt. Ain't no punk on me, maintain Hollywood respect. Do my thing, I get the look and shit. Got the good connect, no stranger to the snipe game. Cheeks taste like cigarettes. From the butts on the ground that I ride, used to filter in no sleep ever. Yeah, cracker, that's only dead time. Personify the subway train. I'm the red line from Hollywood to Hershey. What's up, heads down, calling them a cursing. Call it a conversion. If I only knew a camera crew to follow me in person. No A&E, you wanna see, pay the fee. Get a jar, kids say to me, so angrily, I got one, you idiot. I work double shifts, y'all don't see the pain. And that's where the trouble is. Imagining that generation or X stab in the back. Dirty needles, good kids, hurting people. Mom didn't raise me like this. Wipe the hate from my lips. Blood and H in the mix. Drip all the way to my wrist. Yeah, I know what an atheist is. I live forever as a blood stain. My name will exist in this bathroom stall. How I last you all. Push the plunger, catch tags and blast the wall. Ain't no telling where I can go from here. Open clear, I see through the smoke and mirrors. I live harder on purpose to provoke my peers. My life is overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. It's overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. And I don't need to tell y'all at times it's hard. Hey, you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these bars. Need a minute, put my mind on pause. Hollywood, on my back, my feet gon' shine these stars. One hit, one fix, one more time, a toss, spiking my wrist. Crucify me, climb the guy. Hey yo, good times, bad times. Hollywood sign, fat line. Sip them to the dawn to your flat line. I stick a bit with the chrome with a black nine. Skid roll, no place to call a home. If you lack spine, if you can win, yeah, you can roll, yeah, that's fine. See these dudes forgot their PD rules. I read graffiti like news while I PT cruise. Lit the fuse, hit the pipe really like hitting snooze. I lit the fuse, hit the pipe really like hitting snooze.
That's why they designed it that way on purpose, man.
In retrospect, I guess it sounds better when I'm on the track. Need a storm at, I'm the drug court, I'm in that white bill, balls of black. I do, all of that, hold me back, let me know though. This the no-dos, running from imaginary people, no logos. Rip the photos, hot boys, your sister photos. Mr. Monkey, water mixed with cocoa. Sweat profusely, dish the logo. The gray and sunny shit, 60 bucks, yeah, in the soul. Too quick, that's the money quick. Stay come with this, yo, when's this guy leaving? I bounced from the telly quick, now I'm dry heaving. Still got the cash though, delivers my game. Black gold, deliver my pain. My aim, don't remember my name. Yeah, the city is strange. Cast for all of the stones. Cinders remain carved in all of the thrones. No judgment, can't trust my. So I catch a bus ride. 22 stolen swan time. But too much pride standing there on Julian. Family reunion. Vanity had ruined them. The ground reaping two of them was all in the day's work. Simple soul sacrifice. No more pain, hurt. Feel the soul cast the dice. Burn both ends. I gotta light this candle. I learned from old friends that my life's a
That's what I don't want to do, is lose this little fucking stupid part.
And I don't need to tell y'all the times it's hard. And you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these bars. Need a minute, put my mind on pause. Hollywood, pull my back, my feet will shine these stores. One hit, one fix, one more dime, a toss. Spiking my wrist. Crucify me, climb the car. And I don't need to tell y'all the times it's hard. And you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these bars. Need a minute, put my mind on pause. Hollywood, on my back, my feet will shine these stars. One hit, one fix, one more time, a toss. Spiking my wrist. Crucify me, climb the God, yeah. Cadillac Ron, Makina bitch, yeah.
I don't know, it's a little bright to show you guys, but
I'm ready now.
I wish I could turn the brightness down somehow.
Rip your shit. Thug shit. Straight up.
This is where it calls the police automatically and
yo,
says somebody just ripped you off and it's not your phone. You're going to jail.
Project brought me up. Cops call new, always hung up. Pop with shit, love you fall to get up. Stay true to all your homies and cuffs. Walk alone if you must. Top low roller streets, watch up. From the hood, hungry seeds, clean spots up. Need things, ain't got much. Learn street games, cops name bucks. Bloody money thing with us. Study games and bust. Stuff the D1 and few I trust. Street nigga, no bluff. Know the streets close up. Henny weed so much. Enemies, no love, just more slugs. Likewise, that old judge who's holding thugs.
Stop.
Constantly just molding thugs. Unjust, I know I'm thug. Before I fold, less adjust. I just blow my mouth wide open, die hoping. Stuck in cold blood.
Never thugs.
killing time with slugs. Pros in line with drugs, will die for my blood. Thread bottles and floods, all for the love of this PB thing. Hail the region kings, spit through high winds, surprise the ice out your rings. We're the ones to blame, so start the shit again. If you ever end on the park intentionally, why? Don't stop the top, just listen, we got a vision. The exact opposite of niggas bitching. We different, bitchin' niggas, finger fuck triggers until the pussy's wet, bleeding and upset. Sexually harassed, fuck fat in the projects, parklands, nigga in the flesh. From birth to death, I swear I rap, that's my word, upper left. Until I rest with the best relief from stress and beef. Who die for the anthem, meet the streets is deep. Now cream reminds me of life itself, either you lost or there without. Until then.
Yo, we all thugs, been thugs, gon' stay thugs. Maintain and stay locked with them chain thugs. Dedication niggas drop, them slang thugs. Representing for the block, it's where we came from, we all thugs. Been thugs, gon' stay thugs. Maintain and stay locked with them chain thugs. Dedication niggas drop, them slang thugs. Can't believe the haters talk, us niggas showed you love.
Stats and I spend, I no longer lend, cause I don't trust none of my pro friends. They hoes broke for men, real low, rather gamble my dough. Shooting CeeLo in the back of the center with finals, $50 a roll. Stump Cold said so, point blank, it's all bank, your money ain't valid here. Y2K's here, don't fear no nigga, never did in the 23 years that I lived. Going through hell, chops and cells, shining like hell. We hug the park tighter than Tom Tail, my brother just got failed, for real. Tell me how you feel. Welcome home. Money trees growing strong, like the BB tied on my left arm until I'm gone. The ink sink deep in my flesh, just like a song, just like a triathlon, the block of raw. Greedy dogs running out chops and running the cops. He wasn't properly tied, that's why he'll probably talk with food in his mouth to get out without the help of his attorneys. Real niggas' journey, they've been through hell. One love to the dogs that soldiered it out.
Like that OG Bobby was, life was mostly close scenes, homie found with slugs. Shout out, ain't got out, block stays hot, that's the projects. Niggas stay high like them coppers. Yo, who watching who ain't the topic. Pictures dying, dividing profits. Ain't to the top yet, thinking through, play it safe, get off it. Rock your kids, talk to them. Before I chop you out on how you moving, wrong but right. If I do it, best to give them receive. Been proven, street life, slip white, a student, new to the game. I use learn quick, move with the game. Now earning chips, proving this game. Still burning niggas, truth as I made it. Fuck me hating, faggot niggas talk more stories, ain't engaging. Rep for hard pacing, facing, correction connects. Lace with them, yo, been stressed on set. Cage them, Cody turn fed. Days dim, tell us days in. Eat stuff, tea stuff. Ways to win you walk rub. Awaiting sentence, and the stuff is business. We in this, thugs from the entrance. We all thugs, been thugs, gon' stay thugs. Maintain and stay locked with them chain thugs. Dedication niggas drop.
I don't know nothing about this phone.
Representing for the block, it's where we came
We're about
from.
to find
We all
out.
thugs, been thugs, gon' stay thugs. Maintain and stay locked with them chain thugs. Dedication niggas drop, them slang thugs. Can't believe the haters talk. Us niggas showed you love. Yeah. Tell my
I
hustler
can take 33,000 pictures.
Project
And
niggas
it's panoramic. I don't need that.
The real niggas repping it and getting it. Niggas like us.
There's at least 3 cameras on this thing.
Chill Out Records. Yeah.
Tips and help. No, okay, we'll look at that after. That's a bad picture. Oh, the camera's fine, but that's a bad picture. There's a reason that used this setup.
If you rest the team dying on your set me high. Big shots, nigga,
I don't want to check a fucking mirror.
Man, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rest the team dying on your set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Black, white, red, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. 357s and Mac 11s. You step in, cock your weapon and stop yelling if you at 187. I got niggas in the front ready and willing to split you down the middle just like a buzz. So walk down with me. The Lord will not forgive me for shaking up your kidney. Cause you faking and dizzy. My niggas lippy and shifty, pissy, Billy, Iggy, Shiggy. We don't give a wiggy. What really, Millie trying to kill the city like crack in the 80s. I'm ready to burn in Hades. My dog's infected with rabies. Not even my father can fade me. You niggas is crazy. Fuck a fight and learn what these talents do. You can be as cuckoo as you are unbalanced too. Facing the guns and I'm coming to rattle you. Massacre splatter you. Run you off of your avenue.
While I laugh at you.
Demonic sadistic demented Rogers. My figment of the appearance igneous. Run you off the district. If you rep the T9, oh, you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Best be holding the tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the T9, oh, you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. Scar City where we blast shots. Then to the last block, your man mentality, cause all of us niggas ass rocks. Hope the big game harvest and feeling cash crops. Money growing trees, just turning coke, leaf to crack rock. Run the block, get a key, keep it padlocked. Innocent animals, watch your dog, jealous trash talk. We pack glocks, you smoke weed with hair like Sasquatch. Fuck my niggas, dog, your son to think you out of the sandbox. Better yet, I crash your plane, spit on the black box. Because he's highly trained on cocaine, higher than that plug, we that hard. You with more clips is for instance, the same equivalent as a bed.
1440 by 2560.
Most cats is sweet like licorice. I eat they cool fast, smoke niggas similar to cigarettes. You take
That's
me
way
yet,
too high a
but it can't
resolution for
burn
my
the ass
face.
up, love to burn the fast. Leave you colder than the NUJ and rep the T9. Know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the T9, know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
Where they keep it cooking. Where you niggas rockin' out of city, niggas homing. Tantum trees, niggas by the whole cheese. All we do is hold cheese, will you please? We small time like the little niggas. Ocean niggas bleed when they fuck with me. Turn like the track star when they fuck with me. Man, fuck shot, but I fuck shots on me. I pat the hollows with a cops on me. So for sure, real, but they call me average. Still beside my average
health and dental plan.
still in your ass for real. Big shot, back shot. See my soul flow, stack up, get back shot. Like Sean, me get the love for hoes. Attention, love, ladies squat and drop. Double strap them off. Niggas don't want keep the lack of toast. Yeah, rip the T9, those are second round. Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
Your employees will thank you.
Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
This company knows how to do your job when you're tired. That's why our sleep experts do their job and mix the right products to match you to your best sleep. Now, during the Mix and Match sale, get incredible prices on a mix of mattresses, box springs, pillows, and more. Hurry, because the Mix and Match sale is on now. Sleep Country, all for sleep.
680 News Time 8:56.
Now time for the 680 News Business Report. Here's Richard Southern.
Good evening. A river of red ink gushed down Wall Street. The Dow fell 1,031 points on coronavirus concern. The number of cases of the virus growing outside of China, stoking investor fears that a prolonged economic slowdown could result from all this. Today, only the third time in history that the Dow gave up more than 1,000 points in one day. It was down 3.5% to 27,960. S&P down 111 points, 3.3%. NASDAQ down 355. The other part of the story actually was Bernie Sanders to a much lesser degree. His victory over the weekend really solidified his place as definitely the front runner to win the Democratic nomination. And of course, Sanders rails against Wall Street almost every speech he makes. Greg Taylor, Purpose Investments.
Yeah, for sure. And that's really been another concern for the market that we really had shrugged off and weren't really taken seriously. I think the market had really been pricing in that Biden was going to be the Democratic candidate. And certainly right now it's pricing in that Trump is going to get reelected. Trump is very market friendly, so that's been positive for the market. And if there's any concerns that it's not going to be Trump and potentially Sanders, that's something that's definitely not priced in the market. And that would be a negative shock that's definitely not in the market right now and could cause an even further downside momentum.
On to Bay Street now with the TS. bad as the losses we saw on the board. The TSX down 280, 1.6% to 17,562. Price for gold helping as it jumped some $27 today, up to 1,676 US dollars the ounce. Canadian dollar to 75.21 cents US. This is 680 News.
Sometimes just an idea isn't enough to make your dream renovation become a reality. Leverage the equity you have in your home and turn your house into the space you've always dreamed of. Whether it's home renovation, college tuition, or the trip you've always wanted to surprise your family with, now's the time to let your house lend a hand. Whether you need $20,000, $30,000, or $300,000, Capital Direct is here to help. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. CapitalDirect.ca.
And the award for Best Pizza goes to Pizza Pizza for Pizza and a Movie.
Thank you for this delicious experience. I would like to thank the large pizza, all 3 drinks, and the chance to work with so many amazing toppings. Oh, I almost forgot. Thanks for the 2-for-1 movie hut.
It just starts recording
A
immediately.
large 3-topping pizza, 3 drinks, and a 2-for-1 Cineplex movie admission for only $14.99. Only at Pizza Pizza. 9, 6, 7, 11, 11. Order Pizza Pizza.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Coy Brothers.
Spring cleanup is just around the corner. If the snow ever melts,
blow away debris with a powerful steel backpack blower.
That's Steel at Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
In Brampton, overcast, 3 degrees. Burlington, seeing some cloud cover and 5. Right now in downtown Toronto, a few clouds and 7 degrees. The 680 News CFTR AM Toronto, it's 9 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Monday, the 24th of February. I'm Asher Rye.
And I'm Eden Tababa. Here's what's making news this hour. Officials are trying to figure out what to do if pipeline protesters continue their demonstration on the train tracks between Aldershot and Hamilton GO stations.
Oh,
China
shit.
reports hundreds of new
I don't mess with
coronavirus
passenger
cases as
trains.
fear
I guess
of a
some
global
people have
pandemic
different fucking
causes
ways of
chaos
doing
on Wall
things.
Street.
The province's public elementary school
People,
teachers
the
announced
people
their
that
plan
came
of
before
action
me
in the
didn't
coming
mess with
days.
passenger
Good news,
trains.
no
Freight
picket line
trains.
action is
Because
imminent.
What cares if your fucking fuel comes 6 hours late?
And their male teenager also injured. All this in a noon-hour stabbing at an adult massage parlor on Dufferin near Wilson.
The Maple Leafs
It's not
have a
that
quiet
far, right?
deadline day. Sports at 15.
Monday market meltdown. The Dow plunges more than 1,000 points as investors worry that the spreading coronavirus will derail the global economy. Business at 20 cents.
680 News Time, 9:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by Monte Carlo Inns. A couple of construction spots on the highways, and that's pretty well all you'll find in the Toronto area. Southbound 400 at Highway 89. 2 left lanes are blocked off for maintenance with only the right lane open. There is a minor delay through this construction zone, but it is minor. South 400 through 89. The other construction spot is one that's in the process of being set up. Northbound 427 through Burnhamthorpe in the Express. The right lane will be closed. I'm not sure that it's gone been set up just yet, but that is the plan for that to take place shortly. Just outside of our area on Highway 115, southbound 115, south of 35.
That's the real reason I don't
collision here. All lanes were blocked at last check, and we have emergency crews on scene. It is slow from the 35 to south of it, just past where the two join back together on your way south. We have off the highways a couple of issues going on. A closure in Mississauga. Burnhamthorpe is closed west of Winston Churchill for a stretch between Colonial and Loyalist for collision cleanup. Dufferin remains closed north of the 401 from Billy Bishop Way to Wilson for a police investigation. And there's no through traffic allowed at the intersection of Jarvis and Front. Construction in the middle of the intersection. They're tearing up the road for water main work. So you won't be able to go straight through that intersection. Any direction you approach from, you'll have to turn. Looking for a wonderful winter escape right now at Monte Carlo Inns, you can save 20% on a luxury suite. Go to MonteCarloInns.com and enter the promo code WINTER. Your next report at 9:11, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Cloudy with some scattered rain showers possible this evening, changing over to some flurries through the overnight tonight. Overnight lows near 0. We're cloudy to start the day on Tuesday with active weather starting Tuesday night. That will be pretty impactful for Wednesday as well. Your overnight low tonight, 0.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast, 7 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, a few clouds and 5. City News Time 9:03.
Happening now, it looks like Go Transit will be facing some major issues with the morning commutes tomorrow. A group called Wet'suwet'en Solidarity has set up on the train tracks between Aldershot and West Harbour GO Station in Hamilton.
I have a few more days to rest up, I guess. Okay.
This comes hours after the OPP raided a similar blockade that's blocked
The day goes by, the temperature warms up, but I can't stand up there in -20 for more than about 2 minutes. I'm stopping the train next week.
Blockades in Watertown. Phil.
Well, it was a slow go on the Lakeshore West Line tonight for any GO train riders hoping to make their way to Hamilton. There was no train service west of Aldershot due to the pipeline protest that began just before 6 p.m.
GO Transit owns buses.
Police spokesperson Jackie
This is
Patton
why I
says
don't
between
mess with
16
passenger
and 20
trains. It
people are
doesn't help
involved,
with the PR.
and they don't know when they'll be leaving.
Well, we have no indication of that at this point, but it has been peaceful so far.
A statement released
Especially
from
the commuter trains, the VIA trains. People know that's the most expensive way to travel
this is
in
not a
this
struggle
country,
about
so
a
people
pipeline or
know
climate change.
who
This is
you're
an issue
affecting.
of indigenous
No,
rights
it's
and
like
livelihoods.
my
And we will
Lexus was
stay
stuck
here
in
until all
traffic.
RCMP are off Wet'suwet'en
Shut
territory, including patrols, and CGL abides
The
by
people
their
on the GO
eviction
Transit are
notice.
trying to get
Metrolink
to work.
spokesperson Anne-Marie Aiken says they're working on what will happen to the trains if the blockade continues.
This is a situation beyond our control, outside of our rail corridor, so we really want to encourage people to keep updated, and we'll do our best to keep them informed.
Protesters are also blocking Highway 6 in Caledonia in response to the OPP moving to end the blockade of a rail line near Belleville. Phil Martino, 680 News.
680 News Time 9:04. In the meantime, the Prime Minister is standing firm in his government's stance on those rail blockades across the country.
Dozens of officers faced off against Mohawk protesters first thing this morning as police enforced a court injunction to clear the rail blockade.
Teacher said.
I'm in Oklahoma territory. Yeah, hey.
A video from Real People's Media shows multiple demonstrators in a physical altercation with police as they were arrested. In question period, conservatives slammed the Prime Minister for not taking action sooner, saying he did nothing as the economy was brought to its knees. But Prime Minister Justin Trudeau defends his dialogue-first approach.
We demonstrated through this process that we can both protect reconciliation and protect Canada's economy.
But at a solidarity rally outside Parliament, protesters claimed reconciliation is dead thanks to the actions of this government. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
680 News Time 9:06. Breaking news, China has now reported over 500 new cases of the coronavirus and over 70 new deaths. South Korea, meantime, also reporting 60 more cases tonight, bringing the total worldwide number to over 80,000 people with nearly 2,700 deaths. Meantime, a seventh person in BC has tested positive for COVID-19, and there's a new case here in Toronto as well. The woman in her 20s recently returned from China with an intermittent cough, though officials say her illness is mild and already improving.
Hey, hold up. I don't like this way you people are dealing with. Oh, they're not really that sick. I don't trust you.
Similar to what happened with the case we had in the young female in London. Where it was, again, a younger person, a healthy person with a mild case. And that case resolved very quickly. So that's pretty much what we're expecting with this one as well.
It's Ontario's fourth case of the virus.
And concerns surrounding the coronavirus have begun to spill onto Wall Street, as 680's Richard Southern tells us. Stock markets south of the border suffered their worst day in over 2 years.
A bloodbath on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell just over 1,000 points. Only the third time in history the blue chip benchmark has dropped at least 1,000 in a day. It was down 3.5%. Worst percentage point drop in 2 years. It was coronavirus worry back in the forefront of investor minds today. A big surge in the number of cases outside of China left investors deeply concerned that this virus can really perhaps derail the global economy if things continue to get worse. Traders rushed to the safety of gold. It surged to its highest level in 7 years. TSX held up a little bit better than Wall Street, down 280 points or 1.5%. At the Business Center, I'm Richard Southern.
This is 680 News at 9:07. On the heels of Friday's mass teacher strike by all four major unions, the province's elementary teachers have now announced their plan of action in the coming weeks. City's Caitlin Lee reports.
FO President Sam Hammond says no strikes are planned over the next 2 weeks. Instead, phase 6 of their labor action will mean they won't fill teacher absences and teachers won't be paying out of pocket for classroom expenses.
We are refocusing our members' engagement and mobilization in a different way over this 2 week period.
Meanwhile, Premier Doug Ford facing some tough questions at Queen's Park surrounding the issue of e-learning. Ford maintaining students want that option.
That's what we're focused on, making sure that we keep the students in the classroom.
FO's Hammond not taking full strike action off the table in the future. Electa suspending planned strikes this week to head back to the bargaining table. On Friday, public high school students in Durham will have the day off, and so will public and Catholic school students in Hamilton Wentworth. I'm Caitlin Lee.
And police continue to investigate a triple stabbing that turned fatal in North York today.
An adult massage parlor was the scene of a stabbing that took the life of a woman in her 20s.
They look like to be laceration-type injuries.
It happened during the noon hour. Another woman found outside with serious injuries, along with a male in his late teens with life-threatening injuries. A Toronto police spokesperson told us initially the male is believed to have committed this atrocious violence. Later, however, Inspector Darren Aldrich could neither confirm nor deny that information, but he says a weapon was found outside the Crown Spa.
We're still trying to determine the roles of those involved. We don't have any concern for public safety in this area.
Witnesses describe the injured woman as sitting outside the spa, barefoot and bleeding.
For it to happen in midday, I mean, we all know how insane it's getting, but I lived this area my whole life. And I am shocked. There's like 7 schools right around here.
On Dufferin near
They
Wilson,
have more
I'm
crazy
Mark
shit
Douglas.
like violence and shit, more numbers, whatever. But up there, this is crazy what's happening. What's this?
680 News Time 909.
This is
680 News.
You can live with it for one more day. That's how you rationalize putting things off. It'll be fine for one more day. Except it's not fine. Your unfinished basement, it's the opposite of fine. It's unfine. So let's do this. Let's build that extra bathroom you really want, the guest bedroom you really need, the family room to complete your home. And let's do it now, because you shouldn't live like this for one more day. AGMBasement.com.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Info predicts the price of gas will stay the same at midnight, holding at just under $1.16 a liter.
680 News Time 910.
You've been diagnosed with depression and can't work. Your insurer advises that your depression is not serious and denies your claim. What are you going to do? Who can you call? Call me, Aaron Waxman, at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, my team of lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Sell-off Vacations once a year clear-out sale is on. So, do you drop what you're doing and book now? Oh, that's a yes. Sell-off Vacations once a year clear-out sale. With clear-out savings and exclusive bonus upgrades on hundreds of sun vacations. But hurry, book now before we're cleared out. Visit one of our 6 stores in the GTA.
Selloffvacations.com. 680 News Time 911.
Traffic and weather together.
You can almost read the barcode.
This report brought to you by Lexus of Oakville. The drives are quiet one right now, so across the GTA you won't run into any major delays. That's the first thing to know. Second thing is the only place you'll find lane restrictions is in 2 spots, and it's just because of a couple of items of construction. First, on the northbound 427, there's construction that the MTO reported to me as taking place through Burnhamthorpe. It's actually closer to Rathburn in the express. This is where they have the right lane blocked off. Very minor slowdown here, just seeing some brake lights on the approach, but it's really not too bad. That's north 427 through Rathburn in the express. Right lane is blocked. The other spot is on the southbound 400 through Highway 89. That's where we have the 2 left lanes blocked for construction and a minor delay through this area as well. But again, it's by no means a major slowdown. We're free of those at the moment. That's the only construction, and you won't find any other issues. No reported collisions. We did have a problem on the southbound 115. If you're coming out of the Kawarthas region, the delay that we were seeing south of Highway 35 on the 115
pretty well eased off, so it's likely they've remedied whatever situation that was. Traffic spotter said it was police activity of some kind, likely a collision, but delays are gone through there, so it looks like that's been cleaned up. Off the highway, still problems on Dufferin. We have a Dufferin closed, in fact, north of the 401 from Billy Bishop Way to Wilson for a police investigation ongoing. No through traffic at the intersection of Jarvis and Front either. That's for construction in the intersection. And in Mississauga, Burnham Thorpe is closed west of Winston Churchill from Colonial to Loyalist for a collision investigation as well. Lease a 2020 IS300 all-wheel drive signature package at 0.9% for 36 months with delivery credits of $3,000. See Lexus of Oakville.ca. Your next report at 9:21, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Mostly cloudy and with some scattered showers possible through the GTA this evening. That will change over to some flurries for the overnight. You may be impacted if you're an early morning commuter tomorrow, but it does look fairly quiet through the day Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, we get into some significant active weather. Overnight lows Tuesday near -2. We're expecting some significant snowfall into Wednesday as well, with the potential for some freezing rain. Your overnight low tonight is 0.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast 7 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, a few clouds and 5. The City News Time, 9:14.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want some free money? Transfer an RRSP or TFSA to Meridian before March 2nd, and you can get a 1% cash bonus. Real, genuine, free money. Visit meridiancu.ca to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Brian Scudamore from 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Are these the young people I've heard about?
Yes, sir. These are them.
All I have to do is point?
Yes, sir. All you have to do is point.
But what if I pointed at that? Oh my, I could go to like this.
We like it too, sir.
You were here in less than 90 minutes.
And we work until midnight, 7 days a week.
When you want junk to disappear,
All you have to do is point.
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com. This is All News Radio. 680 News.
It's overcast and 7 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Asher Roth.
And I'm Eden Jababa. Here are the top stories this hour.
If you normally take the GO train from anywhere beyond Aldershot, at least west of there, you'll likely need filtered plans in the morning. Another whatsoever strong protest has been set up near the tracks between Aldershot and Hamilton GO train stations, and the group says on their Facebook page they don't plan to go anywhere anytime soon. They are there in solidarity with both the Wet'suwet'en First Nation as well as the Mohawk tribe in the Belleville area, who the OPP moved into raid earlier today. There are now over 80,000 coronavirus cases worldwide after China reported over 500 new cases, and South Korea 60 more today. Fears of a global pandemic caused chaos on the markets, with the Dow Jones falling more than 1,000 points, just the third worst drop in history. And the homicide unit still searching for suspects after a triple stabbing turned fatal at a massage parlor near Dufferin and Wilson. A woman believed to be in her 20s was pronounced dead at the scene. A teenage male and a woman believed to be in her 30s are fighting for their lives in hospital. Time now for 680 Sports, and from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, we check in with George Russick. George.
After the Maple Leafs were quiet on trade deadline day with a couple of minor deals, Toronto sent goalie Michael Hutchinson to the Avalanche for defenseman Calle Rosen. The Leafs also got a fifth-round pick from Vegas in a deal that sent Robin Leonard from Chicago to the Golden Knights. The Leafs retained some of Leonard's cap hit in exchange for the pick. The Maple Leafs also signed defenseman Jake Muzzin to a 4-year contract.
If you want to listen to that, you can find it yourself.
Shot of him and DJ's pop.
I hate the way that they look at us. I hate the way that they.
I pressed that 5 times, eh? Oh, okay, so I guess it just goes backwards. go back forwards again. Damn it. How the fuck does that keep coming up? That's like a bingo lottery thing. That shouldn't be happening.
John Gotti, CCM Music Group, baby. Woo! Bow.
There's an iPhone in here too. There's a brick.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fame. I'm just trying to get rich. We do it for the big face. Dead president. I keep the dream still got my famous tips. And yes, I'm alive. I'm looking for a lick. You gotta get it how you live a life is like this. And yes, I need 36 a whole fucking brick. Rolling through the city, got my Louis Lowe's on. And I tell these motherfuckers, yeah, I get my smoke on. Cheech, strong, bust out the bomb. Working all day, flipping bricks by the yard. And you can try to do it, don't quit your day job. The 6 feet jump will make the times real hard. That's why I got all these tattooed scars. Chilling in the city bars, rolling in the fancy cars. Working out the superstars.
And if the phone needs a little button, just tell me about this damn phone.
Stacked it till you can't park. Yeah, I got the trade pounds, got a real loud pop. I do my dirt in the dirt, fucking do it broad day. I got so many quarters, AKs, SKs, long range, short range, red stain, no brain. You are my kitty, motherfucker, crime pays. Yeah, we're trying to get the fame, I'm just trying to get rich. We do it for the big face, dead presidents. I got a Lamborghini dream, still got the Mercedes Benz. And yes, I'm a boss, I'm looking for a lick. You gotta get it how you live when life is like this. And yes, I need 36 a whole fucking brick.
New York niggas is out here. Goes out to whoever made this beat. YG, you did your thing, man. But no disrespect, I ain't no nigga. I'ma ride for my motherfucking natives. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, 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 my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native. Yeah, I'ma ride, I'ma die, and I'ma do it for my natives. We're whooping and we're hooping, and I do it for my natives, for my natives. I put on for my natives. I show out for my natives, for my natives. I do this for my natives. I do this for my people. I do this for my tribe. I do this for myself. I gotta stay alive. My natives know what's up, cause my natives going down. Got my natives all around, from my town to your town. It ain't no problem, we do the damn thing. Posted with my BF, 59, 50 fit, it's all red.
Android or Windows.
Right. I be swooping and we're hooping all damn night. I do this for my natives. I do this for my natives. We keep on hating, but I'm just demonstrating. I'm just demonstrating the ways I was shown. I was doing red for the rest. That's why I call it home. You can leave me alone if you don't want problems. Me and my natives, yep, we always gotta solve some. Cool that beef so we can eat and get about the day. I'ma ride, I'ma die, I'ma do it for my natives. I'ma ride for my motherfucking natives. I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, 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 my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native. Yeah.
Riding for my natives for the duration of my life. Non-reservation is the place I wanna find. So you better recognize I'm not stopping till I come until my day of expiration and they hit my end of time. It's really the expectation that I'm gonna live by. Savage on my death is always represent my kind. No need for explanation, you already know why. My natives, I
ride, baby. I'ma ride for my motherfucking natives.
Warning, Gorilla Glass 3.0. Fuck you, crack all over the place.
All day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, 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 my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native. Yeah.
This phone has too many features for a phone.
Leave a permanent scar, I get splashed on the alley. Get it yours, to get your manhood took.
Check 1, 2. City natives in the building. You know. A mic check 1, 2. Alright, let's get it. Yeah. Just play the drums and sample. I hop on a track, known to kill the stage in every province that I'm at. And don't you dare say my name, I'm probably gonna snap in. Leave your dad pissed like when your mommy's on the rag. I'm a zombie on the beat, walking with a swag, yelling louder than my team. Yo, we got this in the bag like the bomb is sweet I smoke. I promise that it's dope, but if you take a hit, then you're probably gonna choke. Yo, I'm up and I never pass to get a better blast. So tell beats and beat not that they better match. Nah, I'm drinking, getting tipsy, and I don't even drink, but watch me get turned like the whole weekend straight. Got so much knowledge, but I won't teach it. So don't give me your advice, cause I don't need it. Got that money in the bank, I'm about mine. Keep my fam close, it's a cold world outside.
I had to get some bad habits that I once had, with the mind of an addict and rapping with a blood set. Smoking till my lungs hurt, high spread real low. Here to stimulate your mind, but I think you know it though. Diabolical style, symbolical child, the product of my environment. The future is now, surrounded by the real South. Y'all know what we all about, getting money, making these moves. I'm on the right route, demonstrate, let me demonstrate how I murder it. The crime rate increases, don't let me, you ain't heard of it. I never tell you mine for a living. I'm no magician, no. I think my thoughts on another level. Demolition power, the rebellious style. I say it loud, word of my homie Buzz, I'm just an ill child. The enemy is the epitome of realness. I know you feel this, I'm just a boy, baby.
When it comes to rapping, I'm a motherfucking mastermind. Pack a mask and knife, time to put these pussy rappers in together like I get the spasm when I grab the mic. This is why I get stupid ass. It's the rapping savage antichrist, the best rapper alive, the best rapper even after I die. From drinking and driving, hanging out in the passenger side. Well, bitches give me gas, I get the flash on my ride. My flow is nutty, I'm cold and hungry, my body gets on me, nose is runny. I'm broken rummy, you go gather with no sweater, a coat, and cold weather, I'm dope. My flow's better than most, I'm so fed up with both. Let up the go, it's here forever, I hope. You know better than the boat, it's so veteran, bro. More focus than I've ever been, yo. Better be known, I got the medicine, the better than your head in a rope. I show no love, fuck so brother, get the flow so gonna fucking roll, snow brother, kill the newborn baby with the stone cold son of a
Australia, historic sell-off for the Dow. It plunged 1,031 points. Dow sliding more than 1,000, down 3.5% to 27,960, wiping away all its gains for the year. This as investors worry that the spread of the coronavirus to countries outside of China will weaken global economic growth. That was the big story today. Coronavirus fears really hitting stocks hard. S&P 500 down 111 points, 3.3%. The NASDAQ down 355. The TSX down 280 or 1.6% at 17,562. Indeed, we did see traders rush to those safe haven plays today. Like gold, which was up more than $27 to $1,676 US the ounce. Greg Taylor with Purpose Investments on bullion's revival.
It has been forgotten, but it's proving to everyone over the last
the last few weeks why you want to own some gold in your portfolio in times like this. The gold companies, I think, have really been underperforming the assets over the commodity over the last few years. So gold stocks look like they could be set up for a nice run here. The companies have done a lot better in the last few years of getting operations more efficient and making them better run companies at a lower gold price. So when you get the gold price back over 1,600, a lot of these companies are going to show up some really good profitable quarters.
Here's an IM Gold up 15%. Stocks that took some of the biggest hits were the travel and tourism related ones. Air Canada down 5% today. American Airlines down 8.5%. Carnival Cruise Lines down 9.4%. We had Apple down about 4.5% in that Dow Jones Industrial Average, which again was down over 1,000 points today. Only the third time in history it's fallen more than 1,000. Canadian dollar down to 75.23 cents US. This is 680 News.
I've got to find a one-of-a-kind ring for a one-of-a-kind person.
Well, I've got a one-of-a-kind diamond store.
Yeah, right. All diamond stores are the same. I've seen them all.
Not like this. Spence is a diamond experience.
Tell me more.
Okay, all of the cases are open, and you can try on any ring in the store.
I've never seen that.
And in those cases are over 2,500 ring styles to choose from.
Wow.
And if inspired, you can design your own ring, and the Spence Studio will create it.
Now that's custom.
So custom that your one-of-a-kind person will be the only one to ever wear her one-of-a-kind ring. From the studio to her finger.
A perfect fit.
At a perfect price. You can choose artisan-created diamonds that are 33% bigger than a mined diamond of equal price. And with Spence's financing options, that one-of-a-kind diamond fits your one-of-a-kind budget.
Yes.
That's what she'll say. Inspired by love, imagined by you, created by Spence.
In Scarborough, Vaughan, and Mississauga.
It's time for the 680 News Business Travelers Forecast, brought to you by the Canadian Women's Foundation. On Thursday, March 5th, have lunch and LOL with Emmy-nominated comedian Samantha Bee, live in Toronto. Funds raised support the Canadian Women's Foundation. Get your tickets at CanadianWomen.org.
Vancouver, overcast and 4 degrees on Tuesday. Winnipeg, mostly cloudy, -14. Montreal, partly cloudy, -3. Halifax, mostly cloudy, and 2. Right now in downtown Toronto, an overcast sky, 6 degrees, feeling like +3. Michael Gibbons is the evening show editor. Veronica Thor is at the digital desk. This is CFTR 680 News.
Wait a second.
And at the double tones, it's
I'm not
9:30.
going up to Windsor that high.
Number one for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Monday, February the 24th. I'm Eden Tabella.
And I'm Asher Roth. Here's what's making news this hour.
Pipeline protesters reportedly remain on the tracks between Aldershot and Hamilton, prompting GO Train officials to start making preparations for tomorrow's commute. York Regional Police are searching for a suspect after a stabbing in Richmond Hill.
The worldwide death toll of the new coronavirus is now topped 2,700.
Remembering Kobe and Gianna.
Babe, you take care of our Gigi.
Thousands packed Staples Center to pay their respects to an NBA legend and his daughter.
The Leafs have a quiet deadline day. Sports at 45.
Market meltdown. The Dow slides more than 1,000 points on coronavirus fears. Traders flee to the safety of gold and government bonds. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 9:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by 407 ETR, and I was just in the process of getting sight of this vehicle on the southbound DVP, and a stalled vehicle here south of Bayview Bloor on the shoulder. The right lane is now blocked out by crews as they've arrived on the scene. So south DVP, south of Bayview Bloor, right lane blocked, but no delay through the area. It's moving fairly well. We do have a couple of minor delays because of construction. So first of all, the southbound 400 through Highway 89, you're down to just one lane there. 2 left lanes are blocked because of the maintenance work, so only the right lane is open. South 400 a bit slowed through that construction at Highway 89 as a result. And there's also a minor delay on the northbound 427 through Rathburn in the Express. The right lane is blocked here as well for maintenance work. Just a very minor slowdown, a tap on the brakes, and then you'll be past the worst of it, traveling north on the 427 through Rathburn in the Express. We have a ramp closure coming in now. The westbound 407 ramp to Mississauga Road closed for the overnight for construction. If you're off the highway, still this ongoing closure of Dufferin Street north of the 401 from Billy Bishop Way to Wilson for an ongoing police investigation. And the intersection of Jarvis and Front is occupied with some heavy construction, so there's no through traffic there. They're digging up the middle of the intersection. When you get to Jarvis and Front, no matter what direction you're coming from, you're forced to turn. You cannot go straight through. This year, 407 ETR is adding 30 kilometers of new lanes to keep up with increasing traffic and keep your commutes fast, safe, and reliable. Visit 407etr.com. Your next report at 9:41, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Well, the mild temperatures continue for most of the evening. We have the chance of some scattered showers, then changing over to some flurries after midnight as temperatures fall. We're cloudy through the day on Tuesday, highs near 5 degrees, with periods of rain and snow for Tuesday night. Your overnight low tonight is 0.
Right now downtown, it's overcast and 6 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, overcast and 5. 680 News Time, 9:33.
Happening now west of the city, anti-pipeline rail blockades continue to occupy the CN tracks between Burlington and Hamilton, with no signs of leaving anytime soon.
This comes less than 24 hours after the OPP raided a rail blockade on Mohawk territory near Belleville. We'll have more on that in just a few moments. But first, 680's Phil Martino joins us live with more on the situation in Waterdown. Phil?
Ashford Hamilton Police spokesperson Jackie Penman says it's been a peaceful protest so far.
Sure. We have 16 to 20 people who have taken up space on the tracks, peacefully protesting.
A statement released from Wet'suwet'en Solidarity reads in part, a group of individuals has shut down the Hamilton Rail Junction, blocking the CN and CP lines, which head east into Hamilton and continue on carrying import-export freights to New York. And we will stay here until all RCMP are off Wet'suwet'en territory, including patrols. Earlier, Metrolink spokesperson Anne-Marie Aiken says, as a result, all trains between Aldershot and Niagara Falls are canceled tomorrow morning.
So we are in the unfortunate position of having to cancel those services beyond Aldershot for first thing in the morning. It takes a lot of logistics in order to run early morning service like that, and our trains are just unfortunately in the wrong position.
Protesters are also blocking Highway 6 in Caledonia. This in response to the OPP moving to end the blockade of a rail line near Belleville. Phil Martino, 680 News.
Meantime, in Ottawa, opposition members on all sides of the legislature are now blaming Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for the ongoing standoffs with First Nations land defenders. 680's Cormac McSweeney has more from Parliament Hill.
When will the Prime Minister acknowledge that it's his responsibility to de-escalate?
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is just one of the opposition voices targeting the Prime Minister for the arrests in Tyendinaga. But Justin Trudeau is defending his government's stand, saying they first attempted open dialogue and are still committed to reconciliation.
But it must be done in a responsible way.
This morning, dozens of police officers faced off with protesters in Tyendinaga while enforcing a court injunction to clear the blockade. Officers were involved in physical altercations as they made the arrests, upsetting many members of the Mohawk community.
Devastation on our part. Devastation. Because like we said, we have been nothing but peaceful.
Police and CN Rail then began work to remove debris from the area and reopen the rail line. Solidarity protesters also held a rally on Parliament Hill, marching through the streets of Ottawa, denouncing the actions of police and the government and declaring reconciliation is dead. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
680 News Time, 9:35. Breaking news from Richmond Hill, where police are searching for a suspect after a male victim was stabbed in the Oak Ridges area. Staff Sergeant Blair Steer of York Regional Police says the incident happened at around 4 in the afternoon near Yonge and Elm Grove.
Upon arrival, police were able to locate a victim suffering from stab wounds. The victim was transported to hospital, where he's now considered serious but non-life-threatening.
There's still limited information about the suspect, but police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
This is All News Radio 680 News. A seventh case of the coronavirus has been diagnosed in BC, bringing the total number of confirmed and presumptive cases in Canada up to 11. This after Ontario confirmed a fourth case earlier today, a woman in her 20s who arrived in Toronto from China just last week. Canada's chief public health officer says the most recent spread of COVID-19 through countries outside of China is worrying. As a result, Theresa Tam says Canada must be prepared for further spreads of the illness in the country.
These signs are concerning, and they mean that the window of opportunity for containment, that is for stopping the global spread of the virus, is closing.
Ontario's latest case has now been confirmed as positive, though health officials say her illness is mild. The worldwide total from COVID-19 is now over 2,700, mostly in China.
Meantime, the coronavirus concerns caused investors on Wall Street to pound the sell button today. Our business editor Richard Southern has more.
Monday market meltdown. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1,031 points, only the third time in its more than 100-year history that it's given up more than 1,000 points in one day. It was as investors eyed a growing number of coronavirus cases outside of China, which really stoked fears that this virus could really derail the global economy. We've already heard warnings from companies like Nike, Apple, and MasterCard about how their profits are going to take a hit because of the virus. Airline stocks hard hit again. Air Canada down 5%. American Airlines down 8.8%. Traders rush to the safety of gold and government bonds. At the Business Center, I'm Richard Southern.
This is 680 News at 9:38. The homicide unit is now investigating after a triple stabbing in North York left a person dead and 2 others critically injured.
An adult massage parlor called the Crown Spa is the scene of this deadly midday violence.
So this is now a homicide investigation.
Toronto police started getting 911 calls at 12:40 this afternoon.
They had a female inside that she was covered in blood, and also a male who was lying on the outside of the premise.
Inspector Darren Aldred says that male is only in his late teens. He suffered life-threatening injuries. Then they found another victim inside.
And unfortunately, that female, her injuries are so serious that she was actually pronounced here at the scene.
She was only in her 20s. Inspector Aldred would neither confirm nor deny earlier information from a different police spokesperson that the teenage male is believed to be responsible. On Dufferin, near Wilson, I'm Mark Douglas.
And thousands packed the Staples Center in Los Angeles today to celebrate the lives of an NBA legend and his teenage daughter, considered to be a WNBA legend in the making.
Saying goodbye is never easy, but the Bryant family and all those affected had a place to grieve Monday and thousands to join them. The Staples Center took a break from basketball. Beyonce instead leading a celebration of life.
I'm here because I love Kobe.
Heard from Kobe's widow, Vanessa.
Yeah, that was one of his favorite songs.
She was tender and loving on the inside. She had the best laugh. It was infectious. It was pure and genuine.
Michael Jordan and Shaq also speaking, both taking turns to poke some fun at Kobe while also appreciating their friendships. Earlier in the day, Vanessa Bryant sued the owner of the helicopter that crashed in the fog last month, leaving 9 dead. I'm Cam Doris.
Coming up, a check on gas prices, followed by traffic and weather together on the ones.
This is 680 News.
This winter, share the joy of the smash hit musical Come From Away at Toronto's Royal Alexandra Theatre, with sensational savings on weekday performances now through March 26th.
Nano Sim. That's what the fuck that shit's
And get
for.
4 tickets for $199. Or bring your kid on Tuesday nights and get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Come From Away, Canada's #1 musical. Get these offers at Mervish.com before they disappear with the snow.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Amber predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight, holding at $1.15.9 a liter at most GTA stations.
680 News Time, 9:40.
Yes, buddy, where are you?
Introducing Montfair by Cremont, a new mid-rise condominium residence coming soon to Brampton. Ideally located between Verdant Parkland and a spectacular new urban park. Only minutes to the GO station in charming Mount Pleasant Village. Enjoy a convenient, connected lifestyle in a
This
unique
111.9 2 hours ago.
two-bedroom suite starting from the mid-300s.
137.9 for premium. 113.9 for diesel. I don't understand these people's prices.
in North America. Increased awareness to
This
prevent
is why they
impaired
have this
driving,
fucking
like
website.
calling home, taking a cab, or having a designated driver are some of the reasons. Responsible legislation and well-researched policies and programs for serving and selling alcohol all add up to saving lives and preventing injuries. A message from Arrive Alive, Drive Sober, and Smart Serve Ontario. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Thanks for driving sober.
680 News Time, 9:41.
I have that
Time for
card. I
traffic
can
and
sell you
weather
alcohol
together on the
legally.
ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report is brought to you by CIBC. The first thing to know about your drive is it's not bad. You can leave the aspirin at home because you won't get a headache traveling wherever you're traveling because of traffic-related issues anyway. There are a couple of minor slowdowns. First of all, a minor problem. On the southbound DVP, south of Bayview Bloor, the right lane is blocked by crews. A stalled vehicle on the shoulder being worked on by a tow truck, but it's very lightly traveled south on the DVP, so no delay through this area. We have on the northbound 427 through Rathburn in the Express, a minor delay because the right lane is closed for construction, but it's very minor. Just a light tap on the brakes, and then you'll be past this slowdown. Also on the southbound 400 through Highway 89, 2 left lanes are blocked for maintenance, and that again is causing a minor delay because only 1 lane is open there, but it's very minor slowdown. You won't need to really worry about that too much. We've also got a ramp closure, the westbound 407 ramp to Mississauga Road. This one is closed for more construction for the overnight, so restricted access point there, West 407, no access to Mississauga Road. And we have 2 spots to know about off the highways. Dufferin remains closed north of the 401 between Billy Bishop Way and Wilson for an ongoing police investigation. And the intersection of Dufferin and Jarvis is essentially closed. We have no through traffic through the intersection tonight. It's because they're digging up a big hole right in the middle of the intersection, these crews. So as you get to Jarvis in front, no matter which direction you're coming from, you cannot go straight through that intersection with this construction work. Looking for a great rate? Get 2.75% interest for a limited time with the CIBC RRSP Daily Interest Savings Account. Conditions apply. Your next report at 9:51, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Mostly cloudy overnight tonight. Temperatures still mild this evening, but we could see a few scattered showers and then changing over to some flurries as temperatures fall overnight. Cloudy for most of the day on Tuesday, highs near 5 degrees. Periods of rain and snow begin Tuesday night for southern Ontario. We could even see some freezing precipitation, and Wednesday looks very active for the entire day with rain, snow, and freezing rain in the forecast. Your overnight low tonight is 0.
Rain,
Right now in downtown
snow,
Toronto, it's
and
overcast
freezing rain.
and 6 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, overcast and 5. 680 News Time, 9:44.
This is Lana Duke with Roost Chris Steakhouse.
Be cold
You've
and
heard
wet.
me say, if it doesn't sizzle,
You didn't
then
mention
it's
wind,
bad. Why
eh?
is the sizzle so important? Well, we broil your aged prime steak at 1800 degrees and serve it on a heated plate so it stays hot and juicy to the last delicious bite. You can actually hear your steak sizzling from across the room.
I don't want to hear my steak sizzling.
Downtown Toronto.
See these dudes who got their PD rules. We graffiti like news while I PG crews. Hit the views, hit the pipe pretty like hitting snooze. I hit the views, hit the pipe pretty like hitting snooze. I never wanna wake up. Perpetual insomniac. In retrospect, I guess it sounds better when I'm on the track. Need a storm back. I'm the drug lord. I'm a neck. White dude, rose of black. I do all of that. You get back. Let me know though. Imaginary people, no logos, bring the logos, hot boys, your sister photos, Mr. Monkey, water, Mr. Photos, Twisted Tuesday, dish the logo, the prayer, sunny shit, $60 here, in the soul, too quick, pass the money quick, said come on this, yo, when's this guy leaving, I bounced from the telly quick, now I'm dry heaving, still got the cash though, delivers my game, but that go deliver my pain, my aim, don't remember my name, yeah, the city is straight, cash my arteries, stone cinders remain carved in all of the thrones.
Positive for the novel coronavirus in BC, and a case has been confirmed here in
Mention the
Toronto.
protest.
680 News Time, 9:45. Now, 680 Sports through Sportsnet on 90 The Fan. Here's George.
It is a sports station. If I feel like it, I will one day maybe listen to that. I don't, so I'm not. Will these buttons work if that one's not? I don't. The connection is unstable. I touched nothing but I stopped everything. I'm unstable. Oh, now I'm frozen. I don't know what's going on. Okay. try to play. I could talk to myself, but I'm trying to read and listen. And this phone is, it's a 1080. It's a full HD video camera, so that's useful. What the fuck is going on? Why is nothing working? I don't know what the fuck happened, but now nothing's working. Oh dear. Well, I heard the important shit. I thought I did. Oh fuck. Okay. Maybe I'll just wait a second. Keep reading. This thing is written like an advertisement. Well, so is everything. Oh no. No. System UI. No. I need that to keep working. I see the Android messages nobody sees. They're absolutely ape shit. Damn it, what the fuck is going on? Wait, motherfucker.
We'll move on to the next phase, and Hammond says everything is on the table, including a full strike. English Catholic school teachers are back at the bargaining table this week, with the province canceling planned strikes for this week. The OSSTF and the AEFO both planning rotating strikes. That will include high school teachers in Durham walking out Friday, and public and Catholic students in Hamilton Wentworth will have the day off as well. Premier Doug Ford confronted at Queen's Park today.
But you know what's hurting the children, Mr. Speaker, is when the teachers go on strike.
The message from the Ford government: this is still all about pay. I'm Caitlin Lee.
Oh, everything's back.
6 City News Time, 9:49.
Oh,
we had a glimpse of spring weather today, but that's all it was, just a glimpse. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for all of southern, central, and eastern Ontario, including the GTA. 6 City weather specialist Nice Andriachi says after today, we can expect a couple of rounds of active weather.
Through the early part of Tuesday, it looks fairly quiet, mostly cloudy. But then from Tuesday night all the way through to Friday, we are expecting a little bit of snowfall pretty much every day. So overnight Tuesday and into Wednesday morning, we could see about 1 to 3, maybe 4 centimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters expected Wednesday.
She says some pockets of southern Ontario could be getting 15 centimeters of snow, and mixed in with that on Wednesday is the potential to see around 2 to 5 millimeters of freezing rain and drizzle. Scattered flurries are also expected Thursday and Friday. This is 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 9:50.
Hi, I'm Ivanka Osmak from Sportsnet. With a job that starts late, a 2-year-old that starts early, and a new baby on the way, getting a great night's sleep was a challenge, to say the least. I love my sleep and I needed help, so I reached out to the sleep experts at Sleep Country. They were awesome. The first thing they did was fit me with the right pillow for my unique sleeping style. I thought all pillows were the same, but after I tested a few, they matched me with the BioSoy pillow, and I've never looked back. It features high-density memory foam that shapes to my head and neck to help take a load off my tired back. And you don't need to be pregnant to appreciate the all-natural hypoallergenic cover.
You could have
Better
just
pillow,
skipped right
better
to the.
sleep,
You knew you were
better
going to end up
me.
at the fucking
Plus,
beginning.
it gets better. Right now, buy one BioSoy pillow at Sleep Country and get a second BioSoy pillow free. Restrictions apply. See store for details. Sleep Country. All for sleep.
680 News Time, 9:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you.
What's up, bro? He's rapping all my songs suck. Well, how about you suck on this one, you little bitch? Yeah, that's me. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser, you will never amount to shit. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser, you will never amount to shit. Yeah, what is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Think you flex on me and everything will stay cool? You have got another thing coming. I'm about to bring that pain. I'ma make you say my name. I'ma make you into a joke. You can dodge fucking croak. You can know fucking croak. If you try try to step to me, you will all just fucking see. You are just a joke to me. There is nothing you can say that could ever bring me down. You have already lost, you stupid fucking clown. Can't you see? I don't fuck around. This ain't a game. When I talk about my name, I will enter the Hall of Fame. I'm a beast you cannot name. Can you really say the same? No, you can't. You just a little baby back bitch that got yourself locked in the back of the pantry closet. You're so lucky you haven't lost it. I'm gonna be like a fucking comet. You're so gross, I'm about to bomb. You can hold on to my pocket, bitch. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser. You will never amount to shit. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser. You will never amount to shit. Holy fuck, I'm gonna laugh so hard it makes me fucking cry every time you try to spit your dirty raps at me. Are you blind, mentally challenged, that you have it stuck up in your head that you even close to me, bitch? No, you ain't. You are trash that belongs in the fucking dumpster. I'm so fucking high up. Come and see. I can't even see the ground. Everywhere I look around, you are nowhere to be found. Wanna go another round? Ha! Let's see you try. Motherfucker, you ain't got shit on me. Listen to me, plain and see. Listen to me as I tear this out. Where you are round and round. You have no fucking clue who the fuck it is that I am messed with. What the fuck you gonna do when I come on blowing through? Are you gonna talk shit about my mom, about my sis, about my girl? Shit, dude, leave them all the fuck alone. You don't even really fucking know them, so shut the fuck up. Nah, 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 you're a gay ass bitch. Nah, 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 you're a dumbass, you ass fool. Nah, 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 you really think you have a chance? Ha ha ha. Looks to me like you ran out of steam. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser. You will never amount to shit. You're sick, you're disgusting, you're a dick, fucking prick, fucking user, fucking loser. You will never amount to shit. Yeah, yeah. You will never amount to shit. Yeah, yeah. You better fucking give up now.
Yeah, apparently I have these little tiny black hairs right here that I notice in the mirror. I can see them on the damn pictures. I have to turn down the resolution.
Everything in row is we bleed from devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. That's what they doing, we put a hit on these demons, leaving everything in row is we bleed from devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back.
Running up with those in no way down. Ain't the type to break his brains for the ones that wanna be saved and not. I'm gonna be saved. I'm gonna put in work for all my peoples in the dirt, assuring you your death is worth something and know nothing. It's never gonna slow us down with the spirit of a warrior on the front line before us. Not even blood can stop us now. We got with us, fuck with us, steady, ready for whatever comes our way. Molotov throne breaking out in flames, burn everything in sight. Can't tame the beast in me. I'm insane, coming for the brain, cause the pain never cease. Rip them up at night, so till I see them cuts dropping. My motive is explosive to stop the intruders in the tracks popping off my caddy, staying tight, busting until them bodies dead. It ain't over till I lost his back, and that's a fact. Where you at? In the struggle, baby. Savage on the hustle. I'm gonna grab them by the face and wrap their mouth around my muzzle.
What the fuck they at? What they doing? We put hit on these demons, leaving everything in row. We bleed from devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. That's what they doing. We put a hit on these demons, leaving everything in row. We bleed from devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back. We gon' blast them till they drop and knock our man down. You know we'll stand by. Out here watch the fam die. I'm dumb busted, dumb son. These motherfucking blood sucking vampires. Know your place, they say. But fucking race of hate and chase away pain. Now we the rage insane and ain't a bang on anybody. Looking good, you looking now, you made me this. Look around, man, we push the devil, murdering baby kids. kid a doggone days. It's so sacred, it's hatred that we was born with. Nurture for the purpose of keeping us on this bullshit. Some saying burners, we ain't ready as the time goes. Shoot them with this look while we power and watch them die slow. What they doing, we losing hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. What they doing, we losing hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. Ready to go to war right now.
Pretty upset that this makes a better video than this.
We savage down to the core. We've been waiting for this so long, and now we're ready like never before. And ain't no stopping the beginning of the apocalypse. We own this monster shit, burning down the metropolis. We taking hostages and giving your government intel. We taking our heads off just to show you the shit is real. We hold javelins, known for bone shattering, toasting, domes battering, foes. We so savage shit. We're from the coast and we can power like the storms. Hurricanes running through my veins, coming with no remorse. You better be ready for us. We're ready with deadly force. You fuck your military, cause we coming to take down force. What? See what they started now. America is the target. They call it the home of the brave. Native, I call it the home of the heartless. What they doing? We losing hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. What they doing? We losing hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming to ride. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back, shoot back, shoot back, shoot back.
Let's be honest, you're probably overpaying for your company's health and dental plan. Hi, I'm Louis Carnavelli, president of Northern Financial Group, and after decades of seeing the same cookie cutter approach to companies' health and dental plans, we've created something
You already know what it is.
thousands of members
Overdose, Cody King and overdose. Overdose. Raise a shot to another fucking year. The headline, if you highlight air. Start that line, if you don't fucking care. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. Winner, chicken dinner, I'm gonna eat you up. I'm in the club, I'm gonna have a party, I'm gonna live it up. Take another pill.
Breaking news.
I'm gonna turn it off over there.
This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. It's 10 o'clock and it's Monday, the 24th of February. I'm Asher Rod.
I have all the apostrophes in the world.
Making news this hour.
Half of them are missing. It's not all of them, only half of them.
Go train trips between Aldershot and Niagara Falls because of a pipeline protest.
A woman in her 20s is dead after a noon-hour stabbing at an adult massage parlor on Dufferin near Wilson. A male teenager and another woman were injured.
Global markets taking a beating as fears that the coronavirus is becoming a global pandemic causes investors to panic.
A sold-out Staples Center celebrates the life of Kobe and Gigi.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died.
Michael Jordan, just one of many to say an emotional goodbye.
The Maple Leafs were quiet on
Magic Johnson outlived Kobe.
Sports at 15.
Yes, that before. That's not.
The Dow plummets more than 1,000 points on coronavirus fears. Business at 26.
Exceeding news time, 10:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports. Good evening, Craig Gear.
Hey, good evening, Asher and Eden. This report brought to you by Michael Lamont Personal Injury Law. So the only delay is through the construction so far right now. It's on the southbound 400 through Highway 89 where the two left lanes are gone. So single file going through here. So that's the reason for the slowdown. We have some other construction out and about. Quite an extensive bit setting up on the westbound 401. We'll have a bunch of ramps from Meadowvale to and from. Looks like they're going to be in the process of shutting down at least the southbound Morningside ramp onto the westbound 401 as well. Bit of construction going in place through Port Union as well. On the eastbound 401, we have some setting up at Highway 25. Left lane's blocked, Mississauga Road. The right lane's closed there. Both the Mavis ramps onto the eastbound 401 closed tonight. They are setting up in the express in the left lane between Keele and Yonge. I'm just taking a look, and I am seeing them putting down the cones now. It'll be a while before they get the complete cones laid. It's quite a stretch there, but just heads up if you're in the express through there. We're moving well. Northbound Morningside ramp to the east 401, that's closed as well. Westbound 407 ramp to Mississauga Road, that's been shut down too for some overnight construction. Off the highway, southbound Dufferin is closed from Wilson to Billy Bishop Way. This is just north of the 401 for a police investigation. It does look like the northbound side has been reopened. And then we have some extensive construction happening at Jarvis. So Jarvis is blocked at front. This intersection, you cannot cross it. You're going to be forced to make a turn once you get to front and Jarvis. You can't continue southbound or northbound for that matter. If you've suffered a serious injury, your recovery starts at lamontlaw.ca. Lamont Law, resolving personal injury cases for over 40 years. Your next report is at 10:11, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Cloudy with some scattered rain showers possible this evening, changing over to some flurries through the overnight tonight. Overnight lows near zero. We're cloudy to start the day on Tuesday with active weather starting Tuesday night. That will be pretty impactful for Wednesday as well. Your overnight low tonight, 0.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast 6 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, a few clouds and 5. Succeeding news time, 10:03.
Breaking news from Metrolinx, who say GO train service on the Lakeshore West line beyond Aldershot Station is canceled tomorrow morning, including service from Niagara Falls and Hamilton. It's because of a pipeline protest that continues on the tracks just past Aldershot Station.
And that comes in response to the OPP raids on Mohawk territory near Belleville earlier today. More on that in just a moment. But first, 680's Phil Martino joins us live now with the details on the situation in Waterdown. Phil.
Metrolinx spokesperson Anne-Marie Aiken says they're in the unfortunate position of having to cancel GO train services beyond Aldershot for first thing in the morning.
So if you need your early morning trains, and in Niagara Falls, the train leaves before 6 a.m., or St. Catharines or Hamilton GO or West Harbour Station, trying to get in the morning, your trains are unfortunately canceled.
Buses will be in place to take commuters to Aldershot, and then trains will operate beyond that. Meantime, the demonstration continues on the tracks past Aldershot GO station. Hamilton Police spokesperson Jackie Penman says between 16 and 20 people have taken up space on the tracks. A statement released from Wet'suwet'en Solidarity reads in part, "We will stay here until all RCMP are off Wet'suwet'en territory, including patrols, and CGL abides by their eviction notice." Phil Martino, 680 News.
Meantime, there's political backlash against the Prime Minister after Ontario Provincial Police moved in to clear those rail blockades near Belleville, making several arrests along the way.
We need a peaceful resolution, and we're continuing to work towards that.
That's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau after the tense situation this morning involving police and protesters in Tyendinaga. Dozens of officers converged on the site to enforce a court injunction and make arrests, leading to some physical altercations. Several were taken into custody, but people in the community expect them to be released without charges. The NDP is slamming the approach, saying the government gave up on de-escalation, while Conservative leader Andrew Scheer is tying the rail blockades to energy company Teck Resources' decision to suspend a massive oil sands mine proposal.
There's a direct link to Justin Trudeau's weak leadership with these illegal blockades and Teck's decision.
Meanwhile, outside Parliament, Indigenous youth held a rally and marched through the streets of Ottawa to oppose the government and this police action. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
This is 680 News at 10:06. The homicide unit is now investigating after several people were stabbed inside of a massage parlor in North York. One fatally. 680's Mark Douglas reports.
A woman is dead, a teenage male has had surgery for life-threatening injuries, and another woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries. She and this whole violent scene described by this witness who works across the street from the Crown Spa adult massage parlor.
They were bandaging her hands. She had no shoes on, just in leggings, and she had blood on her, and you could see blood coming off of her sleeve.
All this unfolding over the noon hour from Toronto.
Oh, another shot. Here's another death. I can never get enough. Need enough so wicked less. Yeah, I'm a dirty ass, drive me blind sport. That would keep my motivation. I'm too autistic court. Yeah, we can be on top of my zone. I don't need to scatter my thoughts. When I'm realizing lyrical miracles, everything else to me don't matter. Watch your back. I'm a vicious ass. I'm a drug blaster, always doing what I want. Try and stop me, motherfucker. Raise a shot to another fucking year. Let that one, if you high like air. Start that line, if you don't. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
I fire it up like it's a fresh movie. Know you see the famous of the cheerleading movie. My mind is kinda screwy. These drugs I'm doing, but I don't think that using all of the boozing and shooting has got my mind oozing. These lyrics for you floozies. Don't say you know me, I lost all my homies.
In BC, a seventh case of the novel coronavirus has been diagnosed in a man in his 40s. Here in Toronto, health officials confirmed there is a new case, although her illness is mild. The woman in her 20s, recently returning from China. Toronto's medical officer of health says the woman wore a mask during her return to Canada and went to hospital where infection control procedures were followed. Ontario's Associate Chief Medical Officer of Health says the case is a low positive.
What the fuck does that mean?
In light of rising
Even
case
low
numbers
pos,
across
what?
the world, jittery
It's a low
investors
pos,
sold
like
off
so
stocks
nobody
to start the
noticed
weekly
that she
behind
was
some
sick,
ugly
eh?
numbers.
Fuck.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average absolutely nosedived. It fell 1,031 points. Only the third time in its more than 100-year history that the Dow has given up more than 1,000 points in one day. It was coronavirus fears, investors getting wind today of a big spread of cases outside of China, something which they believe has the ability to derail the global economy. I mean, the world's second largest economy, China, has been virtually shut down